I'm so interested to learn a little bit about your creative process. How do you come up with these names? You got names called gray sweatpants. I know what that means.
You know what that
I know
means.
what that means. BDE, okay? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Inside My Box podcast. I am Marla Denise. I'm joined by a boss, the biggest boss, Jessica Simien
Hi.
Lofton. She's welcome back,
Hello,
I should say.
everybody. Yes, welcome back. I feel like special. It's
Yeah,
number
you
two.
fam. You fam now. And then we adding the video component to it so they can see your face. That's a part of the brand.
Yes, fun.
So I want to go ahead and get into it. Let's start off. I always start these off by like reminiscing on how we met. We met. I think we already discussed this maybe you went to Chastain Middle School, but I didn't really know you. I think
No,
you were too
no,
popular for
no,
me.
no, no. I did. You didn't know me because I did not go to Chastain.
Oh wait.
I went to Powell Middle School.
Oh, I thought you went to Chastain.
We met at Murrah.
Okay. Okay.
We met at Murrah.
So you
Unless were you
definitely
in
were
APAC?
popular. No, I never got into APEC.
Okay, so yeah, we met at Murrah then.
Yeah, so yeah, you were definitely popular then. I just knew you because you were on the flag squad and I was in the band. And I was like,
Yes.
she's cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I
uh,
forgot about all that.
hmm And I think we might have took some classes together, but yeah, yeah. To Murrah
Yeah,
High
we
School,
did.
Murrah Mustangs. They bred a lot of hustlers. They bred a lot of smart people doing great things for sure.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ain't that something? It's all concentrated
yeah.
in JPS like that.
And I mean, it's like you can doubt us all you want to because it's a public school, but we still produce like quality people.
Listen, because
Quality.
we had to get it. We had to get
Exactly.
it. We didn't have it like some other people did.
Okay.
We had to get it.
Hustlers. And speaking of hustlers, you're a full-time entrepreneur. And now that we're in the holiday season, disclaimer for everybody watching, we filming this in November, but this is going to be released spring of next year. So we're in the holiday season. I'm living alone. I had to spend Thanksgiving by myself. I'm feeling down a little bit, and I'm like, what can I do
Oh,
to pick up my spirits? But how important is self-care to you as an entrepreneur, juggling a lot of things?
self care is everything. It is everything. I feel like when I don't take care of myself, it trickles down into my family.
Mm,
Like, maybe my mood is bad. Then it put my husband in a bad mood.
yeah,
Now we fussing at the kids or being a little bit
yeah.
more tough or stern than we would have been. So for me, it's everything. It's
Mhm.
everything. And running a business, having children, trying to be a wife, it's like, where is the time for me?
Yes.
And so I have not succeeded at finding the right balance, but
Okay.
I do recognize that when I don't take care of myself like I should, everything's off.
Yeah.
And that's part of why I do a lot of the things that I do because they're really a form of self care.
So for me, like I don't have kids. I'm not in a relationship. It's just me. But I still like self-care is still important no matter what your situation is. You have to take care of yourself or you won't be able to do anything that you really want to do in life. And for
Mm-hmm.
me, I've struggled with depression before and still currently, I have to, be mindful of what I'm doing, what I'm eating, what I'm drinking. If I'm drinking too much alcohol, drinking water, I have to drink water. I have to stretch because of back injuries, and that bothers me. That the fact that I'm 32 years old with back injuries, like and
Yeah,
so I have
yeah, I
like
know.
taking taking care of myself is like utmost important because I won't be here to do anything else if I don't take care of myself. So, you say you don't have any certain routines though. You know, like what are your
Yeah,
go-to things though? Like if you are feeling depressed or anxious or whatever the case might be, what is something that can pep you up?
yeah, I do actually have a routine, ritual, whatever you
Uh-huh.
want to call it. For me, I'm like, I think I'm my best self in the morning. When
Yes.
it's like when everybody's asleep, I get up
Mhm.
early. And my first thing is always coffee.
I gotta get it.
Coffee. And then from there, I like to do my spiritual work. So I'm reading the Bible, or I'm
Mm,
praying, or I'm doing a combination of both. I'm listening to worship music, listening to,
mm.
now I've kind of like incorporated instrumentals, hip hop like
Oh,
instrumentals instead of worship music.
oh,
And
okay.
it kind of like, and I talk out loud to God, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like walking in the living room, pacing the floor, like talking to God, trying to hear
Mm.
Him. So I do that in the morning, and then at night I do it again.
Oh,
But
okay.
I do it in the shower. So
Okay.
like, and I read somewhere that like I'm a Scorpio, so like water signs are supposed to be like very, we some when we're around water or something like that, it's supposed to like make things more intense, or
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know. I
I
read
have
it
no clue
somewhere,
what
but
sign mine is. Like Gemini, I don't know what it is.
I don't know if that's a water sign. But like I recognize, like, wow, that is, I talk to God a lot in the shower. So
Mm.
for me, it's like that morning and then that night shower, evening shower, when I really get into just a conversation, because I too
Mhm.
struggle with depression.
Yeah.
I don't know what I am right now. I'm probably a little bit of it still.
Yeah.
Um, and I just try to get it out of my head and onto something. So even if it's just
Oh.
talking out loud, journaling, I've kept a journal since I was like third grade.
Oh.
I have journaled consistently. I still
Oh.
have them all.
Oh
So
wow.
I do, and I look back at them like to see my growth.
That's so
And
cool. That is so
yeah,
cool. I
and
journal
so
sometimes. What do we go ahead and finish
yeah.
up?
No, I was just gonna say, like, my main thing is like I tend to be in my head a lot, so I have to
Mhm.
get it out, and it's usually journaling or just the things I said
Yeah.
just a second ago.
So I just listen. I'm into audiobooks because when I read, I study. So it takes me a long time to read for leisure because I'm analyzing too much. So I like
Hmm.
audiobooks and I go on walks and I listen to audiobooks. And one audiobook I listened to, oh, I forgot the name of it. Um, but I'll let you know afterwards. But the thing of it was like setting up routines for a more optimal day. And he said to do 30 minutes of meditation in the morning and then 30 minutes at night. So when you said that, I was like, oh, that's the same thing. Like
Yeah, yeah,
you're like so I've been doing meditations just in the morning, like 15-minute meditations when I wake up, and then I'll like find a bell sound, meditation sound with bells on YouTube. I'll set a timer for like 15 minutes and I'll lay there and I'll out loud say 5 things I'm grateful for. And then I'll start manifesting, like saying things I want to happen in my life, in the, certain things, that milestones I want to happen. And then in the back of my mind, it keeps me focused on what I want to do for the day. And then also keeps me in a gratitude like posture. Like I'm grateful,
yeah.
and it decreases my stress of not having what I want, and then
Hmm.
keeps me mindful of the now, which I struggle with. And I also, while I'm
Oh, I struggle with this so much.
like keeping in the now, are you a
Oh,
future
yes.
thinker?
I think I'm a. I think I'm a past dweller
Oh, okay.
and a future worrier. And
Oh,
so I really kind of miss the present. And that's something that I'm trying to like work on within myself. Like, don't, like, I need to let some things go,
Mm-hmm.
but I also need to stop worrying about what ain't even happened yet.
Yeah.
So part of self-care too for me is just figuring out what is going on with me. Like,
Yeah.
why do I feel like I
Yes.
feel? What is
Yes.
causing this?
It's so
And
important. Yeah.
I'm trying to like just go with the flow of life. Like, anytime I try to like be, in the past or go forward, like it's that friction.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to go with the flow of the day, whatever is going on. Like today, it's
Yeah.
been a
Yeah.
struggle to get here. And I'm just like, okay, let's just take it a
Yeah.
minute at a time.
Because God does everything perfectly. Everything falls in line the way it's supposed to do. Like every time when you think of something you've always wanted, and you got it, and you think about all the obstacles and the journey to get to that point, and you're like, this is not what I wanted to happen at this moment, but in the end, it happens perfectly. So,
Yeah.
you coming on this time, you might have, saved me from getting sunburned if I went out earlier. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
all for
Yeah.
a purpose, and I never trip. Like, I try not to trip on things that happen in the present, but I'm the opposite of you. I worry about the past, and then I
Really?
always dwell in the future. I worry about things I've said in the past, how people perceive me. What I worry about a whole bunch of stuff in the past that I can't change, but I try to do better, for now. And then every thought other than that is future. What can I do for the future? Future. I'm always thinking about the future, and I don't know how to stop that. Like, I really
Yeah.
can't.
Well, we can't help each other then. We in
Right.
this together.
But I think, us as being hustlers, I would like to liken myself to a hustler as well, even though you the biggest boss, but
I don't know about that.
as hustlers, we have to find things that keep us calm and keep us focused. And for me, while I work, I light candles. I like, my house to smell good. I like to clean the house. I like my space to be clear and clean and smell good, so I can just feel like an adult. And like, it
Hmm.
keeps me focused on the work. And what about you? How do you like your space?
Oh, that's gonna depress me to even talk
No.
about that. I'm the same. Listen, I'm the same way, and I think like and this is part of why I dwell on the past, because I feel like I did a lot in my past. I accomplished a lot, but I could have been doing so much more. I'm thinking like,
Ain't no
man, I
coulda.
used to. I know, and I'm like, I used to. I didn't really. I took my clean house for granted before I got married and had kids, because now it's like stuff is everywhere.
Yeah.
I am cleaning up all day. So I kind of have my bathroom to myself
Okay. That's your
and
safe space.
half of my bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I do is similar to you. I light candles. I put in my AirPods. I listen to instrumental music just to try to keep my mood up.
Yeah.
Um, but candle making actually came from like me trying to find something to put this energy into. Like, you would be surprised at how therapeutic it is to make candles
Oh,
and
to
to
make, I was
pour
about to say to
them.
light them, yes, but to make
No,
them
to
really.
make them. Yeah,
Wow.
we've been thinking about doing some little kits where people can make their own, but like it is the most therapeutic thing. So a lot of times when I'm stressed out or I had a bad day, I just go make candles.
Wow. So what's impressing to me about you is the fact that you have an idea and you do it. Like, you see it through.
Yeah.
And like, you
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 think
no, like, like
some
for
folks would
real.
disagree with you?
So that's what like impresses me about you, because like you see things through, you do what's needed to like make the vision come to life. And I was just having a conversation with my brother, who is also a part of this interview process or series that I'm doing, and we say that we were talking about how God gives us the vision. It's up to us to make it happen. So, and that's rare though. A lot of people get visions, get ideas. But what is it about you that says, I'm going to actually do this thing?
You know what? I think it's because I really don't have a choice.
Mm.
I was talking to my sister yesterday about work and like, money. We live in a capitalistic,
Oh my God.
you're in
Yes.
finance.
Oh my God. Yes.
And so money like really drives us,
Mm-hmm.
like it really drives us. And so for me, I could not, I have the hardest time getting jobs.
Mm.
I have always had a difficult time getting jobs. I'm like, am I doing something wrong? Like, am I, like what is it? I
Uh-huh.
cannot pay people to hire me. So really the seeing things through came from me not really having any other options.
Mm.
Like if I can't get hired, I can't just sit here and do nothing.
Right.
I have to figure out a way to get some income so I can take care of myself, take care of my
Mm-hmm.
family. At the time it was just me. So I'm really driven by, and this probably hinders my relationship with God, but I'm driven by like needing to have it figured out or like have a plan. Know that something's coming from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I feel like I have to do that by myself, which is why even though y'all see a lot of things come to life, it's so much more that I haven't done that I've like written down.
Yeah.
Um, but
But
it
I
really
don't
just
think
comes.
it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it really just comes from a place of feeling like if I don't do it, I'm gonna be in real bad shape.
So I think that is a blessing though, because if you had options, you wouldn't know what to focus on. So
Well, that's
you are
true.
given the blessing of focusing straight on what you have made yourself to become. Like you've made yourself. Like you know exactly what you can do. You know how to hone in on those skills and monetize on those skills, which is
I
still very
appreciate it.
rare. I'm telling you, like as a person who has like wondered what my passion, what my purpose is, what is the thing that God has put me on earth to do, you have been given the gift of God blocking everything that you try to do and made
Listen,
force
it
you to
don't
do
feel
the
like
thing
a
that you're
gift.
supposed to do. But no, it is because you could do so much more with it, and you know that. Like as you
Yeah.
grow and as you manage your time and whatever your circumstances are, you'll be able to hone in on different things as you grow. Because you can start teaching what you do. You can like it's so
I
much
was just
stuff.
thinking it as you were saying
Hmm.
it. I was like, my desire, I would love to like share with people like how I do like my
Hmm.
process of doing things because it's not difficult. It's just knowing like where you're going versus how you're gonna get there, like working backwards. That's how I like to
Oh,
work.
okay. And so let's go back into talking about the candles though. Did you feel like that was a part of your purpose, making these candles?
I'm not gonna say, well, I mean, I guess if we're doing things, that's part of like the plan, right?
Hmm.
That God had for us with the candles. So I was just like, I was thinking about legacy. Like,
Mm,
okay, I'm in communications, marketing, whatever, however you want to categorize it. That's my thing. But my kids may not have those interests. Like
mm,
what can I do for my family to set them up in a way that I wasn't set up?
mm-hmm,
So, like, how can we leave them a legacy? We know what it's like to not be able to get jobs, to be checked to
mm-hmm.
check. We know what that feels like. And our job as parents is to eliminate for that for our children as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just thinking, like, what could we do? I used to make hair butters and stuff
Oh, okay.
when I was blogging and I would talk about
Oh,
natural
yeah.
hair. I used to do this little college tour. And so one year I took butters that I made and they went crazy over this stuff.
Oh.
And I was like, I thought about that. Like I could, get back into that. My children's hair is different from mine, different from my husband. Maybe I could just start making things to fit each of our kind of hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it started. And then something just kept saying, no, why don't you make candles? Why don't you make something that people love? Because we burn candles every day, all
Yeah.
day. My mama burn candles. She go to Bath and Body Works, spend $200 on candles. You know, and I'm like, that's still making, and that would work with body products and hair products. It could all work. And
Uh-huh.
then I was like, this stupid as hell. Ain't nobody gonna buy no. How you gonna make some candles? And then the next week, I swear, the next week I was watching Good Morning America. I watch it every morning. And it was these three black boys. They were on Good Morning America.
Uh-huh.
Them and their parents, they had started a candle company.
Look, you see, I
And
got
I
you.
thought, I was like, God, you
I'm dead.
crazy.
Like for real.
You
God,
crazy.
God, I'm telling you, I had an idea to do these interviews. I started hitting up folks and they immediately I was booked. I was like, whoa, like, God, wait
Yeah.
a minute. I just thought about this yesterday.
Right. So I was like, that's confirmation.
Yeah.
There was confirmation. So I
Mhm.
went ahead and bought a kit because I had never done it before. And I kind of like got my husband on board because he didn't know what was going on. He just like,
I would
whatever you want to do.
I would have no clue. Do you just put it in the pot or what?
So well, that's why we bought the kit. So we bought the
Uh-huh.
kit. We played around with it. The first candles were terrible. Couldn't smell nothing. They was just awful. And we put it down for about a year and a
Mhm.
half. And I just continued to do research. We continued to talk about it. We didn't have any inventory. We didn't have any supplies, but we went ahead and laid out our website, decided what we would offer, just acting as though
Yeah.
it would happen.
Yeah.
And so when we didn't foresee COVID happening.
Right.
And when it did, and we got our stimulus check, I was like, we should use this for the candles. Like, cause how else are
Nice.
we gonna, like how else are we gonna start if we waiting
Yeah.
on our money? We ain't got enough money to do that. So we used our stimulus checks to get the inventory. And like the first week we opened, we made like $1,000 that week.
No.
And I was like, hold on,
What?
hold on. I can make $1,000 a week selling candles.
Wow.
And so, that what didn't happen every week, but just that being our first week that we were
Yeah.
open, we just could not believe that.
That's amazing.
And that was like, okay, let's do it. And it's been times when we wanted to quit. We done made a lot of mistakes, lost a
Mm.
lot of money, but I feel like that's part of it,
That is.
like,
That is.
and
You're a
so we just
hustler.
trying to continue. Yeah.
That you're a hustler because you use the money that was given to you and to thinking of ways how to flip it. And that's what
Yes.
real hustlers do. You gotta get a bag, flip that bag. You gotta
Yes.
keep flip. It's continuous and like
And not to go there, but you know me, I gotta go there. It kind of like it highlighted the disparities with Black Americans for
mm,
me.
how.
Like, we can't just go to the bank and get a loan, and
Mm-hmm,
because we got all of these things going on or this going on. We
mm-hmm,
don't have any family members to say, here's
right.
$10,000, y'all go,
Yeah.
and I was in a
Girl.
business. Listen, I was in a business class and the professor was talking about how he was a white man talking about how they left $10,000 a piece for all their kids. And
Damn.
I'm like,
Girl, if my mama
and
could give me
so
$10, I'll be blessed, okay?
right. And so it just, to me, it highlighted, and it was even more motivating. Like, we have to do this.
Yeah.
We have to do this. We have to have a component where we're giving back to our community or giving back to other business owners or doing something to pull people up. Like, we only can do this together. So that is really what keeps us going on those times when
Yeah.
we don't know what to do.
I'm so interested to learn a little bit about your creative process. How do you come up with these names? You got names called gray sweatpants. I know what that means.
You know what that
I know
means.
what that means. BDE, okay? How do you come up with
Right.
the names and the sense and you pour your creativity into it? I love how it looks too.
Thank you. So we just wanted to really be set apart from all the other candle companies. Like, a lot of people just put the fragrance notes in there.
Mhm.
Sometimes we do that too, but I was just thinking, like, what would make somebody want to smell it?
Right. Yeah.
And everybody loves gray sweatpants. They're like,
Yeah.
I want to try that. I want to try
I
that.
definitely want to get that one.
And so
Absolutely.
it's like when we get our samples, because we'll look at what we like, the different oils, we'll order some samples, and we just sit there and smell it. It's like, what's the first thing
Mhm.
that come to mind? What,
Oh,
you
okay.
know, and with the gray sweatpants scent, it smelled like a man to me. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, this smell like a man. This
Right.
smell like, ooh.
Like some
And so
sandalwood and
what, you
smoking
know,
stuff.
like what would convey that this is a masculine scent? What this emotion that I'm feeling, what
uh,
would give somebody else that
yeah.
feeling when they're thinking about it? And that's how Grace was with it.
Ladies know what you're talking about, okay?
Uh, but you know
Sweatpants
what?
season.
We went back and forth about that when we was gonna call it like King or something else. And
No,
my cousin was like, "No, I like
it.
sweatpants. I
Right.
like sweatpants."
Can we know you a king? We talking about them sweatpants right now, okay?
Right. So we just try to name things off of the emotions that it
Okay.
invokes within us. And then, of course, like if it's people, we have a candle called Grandma's House. When we
Oh,
smelled it, we immediately thought of Tony's grandma.
oh
And we just
man.
thought about her, and it was like, oh, this is how her house would
That is
smell.
so
And
amazing.
so we just named it like that.
Oh man, I want to smell them all now. We got to get them in
I know I'm
Target.
gonna have to send you some. I'm gonna
Oh,
have to send you
I'm gonna
some.
buy some. Ain't no sending. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it for sure.
Okay, okay.
Let's go into plans for you. I think last time we talked, you said you were going to release new products or new candles or restart it in spring. But I've been seeing people like recently post their candles. I'm like, wait a minute now, wait. So what's
Yeah, we had to do holiday. We had to do
okay?
holiday.
Oh yeah, you gotta capitalize on the season. So you're in
Yeah.
motion now. You're selling now. Is available now. But when this podcast comes out, you'll still be having the same selection available in spring, right?
Yeah. So it'll be most of the same. I'm sure like some of these holiday scents are probably gonna be staples, just how people are, ordering
What
them.
are what are your favorites?
um,
Like what are the favorites?
my favorite right now, it used to be pillow talk because it's like a romantic, sexy type of
Oh,
scent, right?
okay.
But now I like sweater weather because
Sweater
it's
weather.
very, and I think
Okay.
that's one we're gonna keep year round. Pillow talk is gonna be year round. I like woodsy scents, woodsy like
Mm,
ambers,
yeah.
and
Mm,
like I like that romantic kind of
yeah.
smell. And sweater weather is like all of it. It just
And
feel
it's
like
cold, like it's
fall.
somebody hugging you.
Yeah, like let me put this by
Ooh.
the bed.
I miss cuddling, so I might not. I need to get that one. Put it by my
You need
bed.
gray sweatpants and sweater weather.
Yeah, I might get that for sure.
But for the spring, we're slowly like getting into bath and body products. So
Okay.
by the time everybody gets to hear these, we'll have like room sprays
Oh,
and
nice.
body creams and different things like that, just to give
Yes,
people a variety.
I'm
And
here
they can,
for
if
all
you
of that.
like a candle, we may have something body wise that's the same scent. So that's really what we're going for. That
Oh,
is,
okay.
because some scents you smell, it's like, oh, I need this in a lotion or I need this in a
Uh-huh.
spray. And so we want to just kind of give people collections of things.
Oh, nice. You doing it.
Thank
Wonderful.
you. Thank
So,
you.
what's the name of the company? How can people find you? And what are your future plans? Like, I know you want to add more products, but 10 years from now, what will Lofton and Co. look like?
Okay, so first off, we are Lofton and Co. Short for Lofton and Company Brands. The big picture goal is that, have you ever heard of Condé Nast? I think that's how you
No.
pronounce it. If I'm wrong, y'all don't butcher me in the comments.
Uh-uh.
Okay, so what about Unilever or Procter and Gamble? Have you heard of
Procter and
those
Gamble,
brands?
yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, so we
Unilever, yeah,
want,
yeah, yeah. I've heard of that, yeah.
or even Coca-Cola. So we want Lofton and Company brands to be the big umbrella for all the other things that we want to
Oh,
do.
got you.
So eventually, I was talking about this. So I've done a lot of rerouting in my career.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, I will be bringing back. You remember you were part of To Be Honest. You remember that?
Oh,
So now that it's been some years, I figured this thing out. I'm gonna actually be creating a media company, a mass media company,
look at,
and it's gonna be underneath Lofton and Company brands, and we're hopefully gonna be able to produce podcasts, web
come
series,
on.
all things black. We ain't gonna say it; it's gonna be implied,
Okay.
but helping other creators, bloggers kind of get their start, highlighting people like hopefully gaining some contributors and different people to actually do the big stuff, like make
Uh-huh.
the big waves and bring a lot of what you see underground media,
Mm-hmm.
bringing it mainstream.
Gotcha.
I think that is my actual like big picture purpose.
Okay.
And when I look back at my life and the things that have happened, it all points to that, which is something
That's
that
what
I
it
originally,
always.
yes, I originally said I was going to do that. That's what I set out to do, which is why I started blogging, but I kind of got off track. So I'm
Uh-huh.
going back to what I know best
Yeah.
and what I believe God created me for. So that's one thing. And I'm thinking it'll be underneath the Lofton and Company
Uh-huh.
umbrella, but I don't know yet.
I'm
But we're
excited.
also, thank you. Hopefully, we can have your podcast on there.
Absolutely. I'm with it. Come on.
um, but we're also going to be doing some community initiatives
Mm.
here in Jackson, and we're thinking about moving out of state. So
Oh,
wherever we
really?
are, we'll still be, basically doing it in Jackson.
Okay.
Different things for families, diaper drives, food pantries, clothing pantries.
Like, that's great. So working
Yeah,
in
so we want
Jackson.
to, yeah, so like Jackson metro area, mainly Mississippi, but we want to do things to help people in need, underserved groups, but also um, cultivate a community of entrepreneurs as well. And not like your typical, like, oh, we're entrepreneurs and we meet together and mix and mingle, but no, more like actually giving people tools, giving them things that
Yes.
they can lead and be ready to
Yes.
start their business, or they can have the money. We want to eventually be able to fund or other businesses.
Or like even
So
having a community so I see what you're doing. How did you do that? And then we can just
yeah,
share
where
knowledge
there's
with
a
each other.
free flow exchange of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I'm sure maybe you've dealt with it. I know I have, where you hit this roadblock. Like, I know
Mm-hmm.
what I want to do, I know what I can do, but I just need like pointed in the right direction as far
Yeah.
as this or as
Yeah.
far as that. And a lot of people are really hush hush about this stuff. And I just want to kind of lift the veil and talk about it because it doesn't take anything away. Like, why
Right.
are y'all
Your
like
bag
this?
is
Don't
what
take
God
nothing
has
away
for
from
you.
you.
God, what God has for you is for you. That's why I talk openly about how I'm getting animations done for this podcast series. I'm getting like an intro and outro animation done of my logo. And then I had to get it vectorized first, and I didn't know what that was.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I tweet about it. I let people know like what I'm doing and how I'm doing it because what's for me is for me. You could do the same
Yes.
thing, but if you don't do like it doesn't matter. Like we're two different
Yes.
people with two different perspectives, especially with podcasts. I never get jealous or, oh, you got a podcast too. It doesn't matter because you're not me. So what
Yeah.
you're gonna say is
Yeah.
different from what I'm gonna say. We could talk about the same
Yeah.
thing, but it's still gonna be different. So yeah.
Yeah. And it can be frustrating sometimes when, people, that they probably got the idea from you. But I just look at it for anybody that's listening, you kind of deal with it. I have too. And I just try to remember, if they looking at you, they're always gonna be following you. So you
Mhm.
feel like you're good. You
Hey.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you're good. They
Right, right,
gonna be
right.
waiting on you.
Exactly.
So yeah, we just wanna give back and help people, help people be better, have better lives, and not a mediocre life. Like, that's
Mhm.
not why we are here, to have these mediocre lives.
My first
Not saying
tattoo.
everybody's gonna be an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
but let's really live life.
Right. My first tattoo is "Don't survive, live."
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
I
not
like
here to
that.
just survive. I'm here to live life out loud, the best life I can give
Yes,
myself. Yeah,
proud.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. So I'm so this is a good conversation, but we can talk all day. But I'm not gonna hold you
I
for too
know.
long. So Candle Company, Lofton and Co. Plans for the future look bright. I'm excited. You got me hyped for
Thank you.
real.
Thank you.
How can people find you? What anything do you want to leave them with, or any promo? What let them know everything.
Yeah, so y'all can find us on Instagram at Lofton and Co. Facebook, same thing. Our website is actually loftonandcompany.com. I
Okay.
lost the code domain. That's another story,
Okay.
business lessons
Business, yeah.
about keeping your website
Oh
domain.
yes,
Um,
ownership is key.
yes, yes. So, and you can find me Jessica Simien Lofton or Jessica Simien everywhere else. I'm sure the information will be in the caption.
Absolutely, I'll
I'm
put
not
in the
gonna
caption.
spell it.
I would have spelled it. I spelled it last time you were on, but I'm not. I'm gonna spare them. They'll read it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, thank you again for joining me, Jessica. I really appreciate your time. Talking about self care, talking about future plans, being a boss, juggling it all, and having this awesome company. I'm so excited for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
And
you so
and
much. Thank you.
if you wanna find me, my Instagram is at nside underscore ny underscore box. Until I see you again, remember to love yourself, define yourself, and think for yourself. Peace.